Welcome to another episode of the TarPack podcast. Today we're reviewing the bowl games for both NC State and UNC, both turning out in not the favor of what we were hoping for. Carolina had I don't want to say it was a dreadful performance. New starting quarterback, literally no scholarship tight ends on the entire team yesterday. But Carolina does lose 30-10. Finishing 8-5 in the season. Extraordinarily disappointing. This should not have happened. This is a very, very bad turnout for the Tar Heels on the season, especially the way it ended. If it was more, steady 8-5, it wouldn't be as bad. But starting 6-0 and finishing 2-7, 2-5 is unacceptable, really. So there's got to be some changes made. I expect probably if defensive line coach, I think Gene Chisholm will stay, honestly. But I think Tim Cross might be gone. Brian Hess might be gone. So a couple of different things to see there. But Connor Harrell, I actually like what I saw from Connor Harrell. 18 for 27, 199 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The 2 interceptions, one was an incredible play by a defensive lineman who dropped back in coverage and made a one-handed play. Could he have put a little bit more air on it or put more zip on it to get it away from him? Sure, but I'm not really too mad about that one. And then the first one was an overthrow in the end zone. But Connor Harrell, actually, I thought was pretty good, actually. He was really exciting with his feet. Finished with 25 rushing yards. It was really a lot more than that. But since in college football they count sack yardage as your rushing yards, so and he got sacked 7 times because UNC offensive lineman. So, but yeah, it wasn't a bad performance. Running game got a decent amount done. It wasn't. Our offense was better than 10 points, is what I'm trying to say. We didn't get a couple of fourth down conversions. We had 1 fumble. So it wasn't a bad performance. Gavin Blackwell finally showing some of that potential that he has. J.J. Jones with an incredible catch as well. And it's nice to see Nate McCollum back. Defensively, Kamen Rucker was the only one consistently doing much of anything. We had 1 sack, and that's from a Des Evans pressure, which was actually an intentional grounding that they just gave a sack. So we kind of had 0 actual sacks. It was a really bad performance. I don't know what's going on with ESPN, because also Will Hardy did not play. Malachi Hammer definitely did not play, so I don't know what's going on there. But West Virginia, they are a pretty good team. So, but my player of the game in this one, it's really tough to give anyone player of the game. But Kamen Rucker, he drew like 3 holding calls as well and got some pressures in there. So I like the way he played. But the freshman, Caleb Koss, really impressed me as well. Same thing with Amari Campbell out there. So I'm really proud of the guys. Even though it didn't turn out the way we want, Matt Brown's got to change something. But let's get into the NC State game. Finished in a 28-19 win for Kansas State. What were your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, yeah, our offense just can't score. They're just not good.
Brennan Armstrong looked good for a couple weeks there.
It did,
mainly against Carolina because our defense is horrendous.
And then just the last drive by Kansas State, they had the ball for like 7 minutes. They converted on probably 4 third down territory. We sold. Could have got the ball back. I mean, it's not like I was expecting to score if we did stop them, honestly. But
Brennan Armstrong had more rushing attempts than he did completed passes. That's very concerning.
Yeah, but he didn't really.
Now, so.
He really didn't do crap in the rushing in the second half because Kansas State changed their plan. So I mean, if they were ready for him, we would have watched by 28 probably. Trent Penix did what he does. So yeah. Offense trash.
What are your thoughts on the defense in this game?
I mean, they did good.
You guys finished with 0 total sacks.
But I mean, they just really sold. I mean, you can see Shaquem Battle in the very front for tackles and everything just because he was complete strapped. He was full-on strapped, Shaquem Battle. But that's basically it. And, Davin Van and everybody, they couldn't get a stupid tackle. Yeah, I mean, I saw the stupid play where they're running and we're just carrying them like this. I mean,
200. What are your thoughts on the 257 rushing yards for Kansas State?
Basically gave it to you. We're in the ACC.
ACC has been terrible. I'm honestly I'm getting tired of the ACC. What are your quick thoughts on the ACC conference?
Well, this is what I'm going to say right here. Georgia's going to beat Florida State by 50 plus.
It's possible. There's multiple reasons for that because Florida State's missing like everybody. But still, yeah, no, I agree. They'd win at full strength, but it might be an absolute blowout.
If they had Jordan Travis and everybody, I still don't think they would win.
I agree.
They would be in the college football playoff, but whoever they played other than Michigan, they would probably beat by like 50.
I think Michigan's overrated.
Yeah. But, I mean, if they play against anybody else, they're just done for.
But who's your player of the game in this one?
I mean, I guess Brennan Armstrong. He had some good passes. He was great at running in the second half.
Yeah.
And then number one is just Shaquem Battle.
I'm going to give a player in the game in this.
Shaquem Battle is straps in that game, actually. I mean, he's the only person that really could guard anyone.
All right, so that's going to wrap up this episode of the TarPack podcast. We'll be back in a future episode talking about basketball and what needs to change for next season as NC State finishes 9-4, Carolina finishes 8-5.
And will we ever win 10 games in our history ever again?
That's
the thing. Will we ever win a 10-win season ever again?
Will it happen? As they've had one in their history, will they ever be able to eclipse more? But thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the TarPack podcast. We appreciate you stopping by, and go Heels.
Go Pack.